Hey guys, I'm back for another video, and today I'm going to be talking about BedWars, the game that you've been seeing in the background of my commentaries for the past year and a half. So, today I have a compilation of suggestions for BedWars. I love the game. It is honestly the final thread that is keeping me attached to Minecraft right now. I am about to hit 300 stars. I love the game, honestly. It's a great balance of skill and strategy, and although it is not always fair, it does present a challenge no matter how much you play. There's always going to be new situations, and there will always be new problems to solve, and it's a great time. So, out of my love for this game, I would like to make this video. Talking about my gripes with the game. It isn't without its flaws. Sit back, relax, and if you're a developer for Hypixel, take notes. So I'm going to start with the things that are unanimous, and in other words are not controversial, and they should just straight up be implemented because most of these are bugs. So let's get started with the tall grass problem. So I've been complaining about this one ever since BedWars came out. I don't remember the name of the map, but when you're playing on it, there's tall grass. And just like any other block in the BedWars maps, you can't break something that the player hasn't put down. And that includes tall grass. So, if somebody were to hide inside of tall grass, somebody could, swing their sword at them, try to kill them, and the grass would immediately come back, effectively making the person hiding in the grass unkillable. I mean, of course, if you swing fast enough, you can get hits in between when the grass disappears and reappears, but it's not consistent, and honestly, it's just annoying. So, yeah, please make it so either the tall grass is breakable or just remove it from the map altogether. I would venture to guess the easier solution would just be allowing players to break tall grass, so you don't have to update all the maps on the servers. Just got to update the plugin. I mean, add one line of code, most likely, if it's, I would imagine that in BedWars, it's like, if the block is not a specific block that the player can place, like wool, or maybe if it's in a specific spot that you can't do things, whatever, it would be like, okay, cancel the block break action, but then you can have an exception if the block is tall grass or tall fern, or tall flower, I don't know if that's in any maps, then allow the break action to happen, maybe just don't drop anything. That would be the solution there. Moving on. I don't know if this is something that can be fixed because it's a very obvious bug that's been around for just as long, and that's double eating of gaps and double drinking of potions. I have no idea whether this problem is client-side or server-side. I would imagine server-side because I've never had this happen in single-player before, but for all I know, it could be something that can't be fixed. So I'm just going to leave the suggestion out there. If you think there is a way to prevent double eating or double drinking of potions, then that would be greatly appreciated because it does waste resources. And especially with the potion, this can lead to the next problem, which is how, in BedWars, when you have a potion effect currently on your player, for example, jump boost, and it's about to run out, you decide, alright, I'm going to drink another jump potion. And you do that, you have about 20 seconds left on the first potion, you drink the second one, and the timer doesn't top off. You're still at 20 seconds left, and then it runs out, and you basically just wasted a potion. So, this bug, I would suggest to fix it, you either add the current amount of jump boost that you have on top of however much you would have gotten from the second potion, or the more likely solution, just top off the duration of jump boost. Or any other potion for that matter. A big problem is with invisibility as well, since it doesn't last so long. People might have several on their person, but in order to use it effectively, you have to wait until the first potion's out to drink the second one. So my suggestion is to fix that, because that is also a server-side thing. I know for a fact that in Minecraft, single player, if you were to have a potion effect and drink a second potion, it'll just top it off. It won't just ignore the second potion, which is what BedWars currently does. So fixing that would be greatly appreciated. It would make things a little bit easier for us. Okay, so the next bug is that there are times, I've talked to my guild about this, and not a lot of people have experienced this, but I definitely have. I've seen it in a few videos from other BedWars content creators, and the problem is there are rare times when you go up to a diamond island. It's like late game, right? It's been at least 5 minutes, and you go up to a diamond generator and you pick up what's in there, and you only get 3 diamonds when you should get 4. I don't know what causes this bug. I would imagine the reason why it's so rare could possibly be because you stepped on it on the perfect moment where a new diamond was spawning, and it removed the 4th one but didn't spawn the new 4th one. I don't know how that bug works, but it's weird. There are times when there should be 4 and you only get 3. That could actually be pretty devastating if you're in a really intense game. You need to get Pro 2 or Sharp, but you only get 3, and you should have 4, like, because the generator's been dead. Like, there's been no one there the whole game. So I don't know how to reproduce this bug. It's kind of unfortunate, but it does happen from time to time. So there's that. Okay, so now we're going to get into one suggestion that's a little bit more controversial. But honestly, for people that, main BedWars, this would be an obvious thing. And that's to straight up just stop spawning the compass on new players. Just have it be something in the shop that you can buy for 2 emeralds. Because I can't tell you how many times, as someone that uses the mouse wheel, that I would accidentally hover over to my 9th slot and just, activate the compass and then just be killed in PvP because I all of a sudden am in this big GUI thing. I would suggest there has to be some way to do quick chat, right? But I don't know how you would replace that, because I know some noobs like to use it, but anybody that's played BedWars for any length of time knows that if someone's using quick chats, they're not the greatest. So I don't know what the solution here would really be for in that case, but at the very least, if quick chat wasn't a thing, I would say the best solution would just be to have the tracker be something you can buy in the shop. And then ideally, once you've, selected a team to track, that when you right click with the compass, nothing happens, so that you don't accidentally open the inventory in the middle of a fight. So that would be nice. Now we get to the super controversial updates. I'm not going to mention fireballs because I know they're a big debate. Some people hate them, some people love them. I'm personally in the camp of loving them, but, again, I'm not making any suggestions with fireballs in this video. So my next suggestion would be to make it so that you can keep the water bucket after you've placed the water. So you'd keep a regular bucket afterwards, and the reason for this is that I was actually kind of disappointed, because when this update came out, you used to be able to keep the bucket, but when they updated the game, it gets rid of the bucket when you place the water. I was disappointed because just before this update came out, I discovered clutch water bucket placements. And I was so excited because it's like, wow, I could fireball jump and then use the water to clutch. And as soon as I figured that out, they updated the game and made it so the bucket goes away, so you can only do it once. And negating a couple hearts of fall damage for 4 gold ain't that great a deal. I would suggest that, you can use the bucket again. Now, I think the reason why they made this update was so that you don't produce infinite water sources. But I think a simple fix in this case would just be to make it so that water can't spread in that way, to make more sources as they interconnect. Obviously, water spreading is still needed because people make water defenses and whatnot, but I don't know how they would fix that. If they could somehow prevent water from making new sources, then that would be ideal. But I really do think they should find a way to make it so that you can clutch block with water buckets, because that increases the skill ceiling of the game. You can get into some really crazy situations. I mean, here's the thing, right? When I fireball jump, I love to do it, but I always die from fall damage unless I get Pro 2. But if I was able to use the bucket strat, then I can, have maybe Prot 1 or no Prot at all, fireball jump, and then clutch with the water bucket, take no damage, take out a dude. It would look amazing in a montage. But anyway, yeah, so that's that suggestion. And now for the final one, and that is to make Silverfish cheaper and to make the snowball deal knockback. So the reason for this change is in the brief time that fireballs were reverted to their old state, like start of BedWars state, where they were extremely inaccurate and extremely slow, people decided to start using Silverfish because it was a worthy alternative, because fireballs were horrible. But now that fireballs are back, I think to the people that hate fireballs, this might be a way to make it so people use less of them. And that's to make the Silverfish cheaper and do knockback. And the reason for that is that they're kind of useless. They only die in like a hit or two, and they're just a distraction. And for the same, I'm pretty sure it's the same cost as a fireball, which could be used to knock someone in the void. It could be used to do damage from a distance. It could be used to jump. It has so many uses, whereas a little silverfish, I mean, it can distract someone for like a second. So the use case ain't all that great, which is why you never see them. So I don't know, maybe BedWars could use some more silverfish, but not like, don't make them like 20 gold. That'd be ridiculous. I would say maybe 35, maybe 30 maximum, but making them the same price as a fireball is a bit excessive in my opinion. Well, anyway, that is it for this short video, guys. Those are my suggestions for BedWars. I'm a big fan of the current meta. Most features in BedWars are exactly the way they should be in my opinion. It's a great game that allows you to show your skill, but also excites you with new stuff. So with these changes, I think it would make the game even better and a bit less frustrating for those of us that have been dealing with these bugs forever. And some of these, features that are not quite bugs, but are still kind of annoying. Well, anyway, that's it. So if you'd like to keep up with all things 30virus, you should join the 30virus botnet. It's my very own Discord channel where we talk about life stuff, as well as this upcoming game called Hypixel. You might have heard of it. And we also just talk about whatever. I mean, sometimes BedWars comes up as a topic, and I've spoken with people all the time about these bugs, and it's about time I make a video on it because there's enough of them to make, enough content to make a full video. Well, anyway, that is it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.